Gamers and gamettes, what is going on? My name is Tanek127 and welcome back to another Blessed video. And in today's video, guys, I'm just going to be showcasing y'all a little bit of gameplay of me doing some of the later steps on the Madness quest, so do enjoy that. I am running a Pippin Crusader in this video, and yes, don't clown me, I do like the Pippin race. I do think these guys are pretty cool. I'm not much of a lolly-liker kind of guy, but these little dudes, you know, they kind of remind me of the character Klonoa from the old PS1 and PS2 game. I don't know if you guys have ever played Klonoa before, but I actually might make one in the full game and name him Klonoa. Let me know what you guys think about that. But no, I think this race is pretty cool. These guys have grown on me a bit. Usually, you know, I run around as like some tall ass like elf or something like that in these kind of games, but in this one I'm taking a little bit of a different approach. You know, it's different, but you know, I think it's pretty cool. Anyway, that's not the point of this video. This video is kind of going to be a part 1 to a 2-part video. I'm going to talk about my early impressions of the beta in this video, and then I'm going to be talking about my final impressions in another video, probably around like the last day or two of the beta, or probably after it ends and stuff like that. As you guys know, this beta is about 2 weeks long. It ends, I believe, November like 21st or something like that. If I had a date wrong, forgive me, but yeah, what I want to do today is just kind of, you know, talk to you guys about, you know, my impressions with the game so far, what I like and don't like, and stuff like that. Now, one thing you guys are going to notice about me is I'm not progressing very fast in this game. One thing I really do, especially, you know, when like I'm checking out a new game, an MMO, anything like that, is I take my time. I like to go through everything with a fine-tooth comb, and I'm not gonna lie, that drives some people crazy, and it also does hurt my channel a bit, because usually when I do things this way, it means I'm not the first person to get out content, and a lot of people beat me to it, and y'all know how the YouTube game is and stuff like that. But you know, I like to thoroughly analyze things, you know, so I can give my full opinion. You know, I'm not one of those guys who just, you know, rush through it, spit out a 2-minute video and you know, call it a day. I can't do that. It's never been my style. So one thing you guys are going to notice throughout my gameplay streams and things like that is I'm going to be progressing very slow compared to most people. That's because, you know, I just like exploring, taking my time, looking around at a lot of different things and stuff like that. But anyway, let's talk about what I think about this beta. So far, I do have to give you guys props for one thing. You guys were right about the combat system, and the reason I want to go back and say you guys were right was I didn't criticize people for being harsh about the combat, but I was one of those guys who were okay with how the combat was before, and I didn't get a chance to appreciate a faster and more fluid combat system until I actually got my hands on it in this newer Blessed beta. And the way the combat is now has just made me fall in love with the game even more. It's so much more smoother. It's so much more fluid. Dodging is better. You know, a lot of battles in this game are easier and things like that. You guys remember in my previous videos, I complained about the Madness quest a lot because I thought the Big Reaper boss guy was pretty pretty difficult, and that's probably due to the slower pace of the combat and how hard it was to dodge some of his attacks, because, you know, the game's combat just wasn't, you know, the best thing for the game at the moment. And ever since, you know, I've been playing with this new combat system, a lot of things have just been so much easier. Taking on world boss fights, you know, dodging crazy attacks and things like that. One thing I do think this game really needs to harp on now before launch is, and this has become a growing and apparent problem throughout this beta, especially this previous weekend. I think Sunday for me was when it was at its worst, but the server stability for this game definitely has to get a step up. There will be points in this game where I have played where attacks won't register until 5 or 10 seconds later because there's an issue with the server. I will use a potion and it won't heal my guy for like a minute after I use it. I've had all kinds of crazy bugs, weird issues, and glitches, that revolve around like server stability, game delay, and things like that. And I really think that this is probably one of the main issues they need to focus on before launch. There were times, where I was fighting enemies, dealing with other things and stuff like that, and attacks, they weren't registering at all, or the numbers showing how much damage I did to the enemy would pop up like 10 seconds later, and that can be a serious problem, especially in a game, where there's that's dependent on hardcore PvE content. There's going to be dungeons and things like that in this game, especially if that happens during like PvP, or especially if any open duels, or any type of open world PvP or stuff like that. That's definitely something that they're going to have to harp on and get straightened out before launch. I do like the characters' additional movement speed as well. I do think they improved the sprint a bit. I do think sprint could use a tad bit more time added to it, because like I said, sprint's not gonna not really hurting too much of anything. To my opinion, the mount controls, they still feel kind of stiff. I don't know why the mounts feel like when you're trying to turn a car that's moving at like 200 miles per hour. The mounts just feel really stiff to turn around corners and stuff like that. And I don't know why it's like that, but that personally still kind of bugs me a little bit. It's not a game breaking thing, but I just do feel like mount controls could be a little bit smoother. But I do like how they have the speed up, the slow down function, and dismount and all that stuff. The controls for the mounts are really simple. Like I said, I just think the mounts feel a little stiff. I do like that they reverted the crafting system pretty much back to the way it was in the first beta. I don't know what they were thinking with the crafting in the second beta, but it was atrocious. Materials were so hard to get. Crafting was very unpleasant. I do like the way it is now. And I honestly think the crafting is going to be one really good system that this game implements, because in a lot of MMOs, crafting, it's pretty complicated and difficult, but this game eases you into it, gives you a lot of early on tutorials, has you make some things yourself, just to show you how simple it can be. And I really do appreciate the ease and simplicity of it in this game, while having a in-depth system to the crafting as well. Now, besides that, the one last thing I do want to talk about is the Bless Pass. And the reason I want to talk about this is because I just want to make sure that the dev team and the publishers also are aware to just tread very, very carefully with this mechanic. Now, honestly, I think the Bless Pass is a very good idea. It's an easy way to to distribute daily rewards, reward players for playing the game, and things like that. But when it comes to the paid premium version of this pass, just please, developers, be careful what you put in there. Try and make the paid version as cosmetic, as mount friendly, as weapon skin friendly as possible. Anything that's going to benefit people with in terms of gameplay, gearing faster than other players or anything like that, because I did see like a lot of things like crafting materials and armor stones and stuff like that in the past. I just want to tell the development team just to please be very careful with that, because simple things, even though they may not seem like a big deal, they can turn players off really quick. And I see it happen with MMOs all the time, and people don't, and a lot of times developers don't mean any harm with these kind of simple benefits, but it really can just put a sour taste in players' mouths. So I do just want to warn the dev team and the publisher and everything. Just please be very careful. Make sure you have your ears wide open to community feedback on what you guys put into the Bless Pass, because that definitely can be a make or break thing with this game. I'm sure you guys, you're experienced developers with MMO games and stuff like that. You guys know how communities react to pay to win or anything that may quote unquote seem like it's pay to win or pay to progress or pay to get a little inch ahead and stuff like that. Just be very careful with the lines you tread on the blessed path. But I think if they follow some of the things I've said in this video right now, I honestly think this game will have a very successful and amazing launch. And honestly, guys, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it right now. I know there wasn't too much detail in this video, but like I said, part 2 will probably be more in depth because it'll be a later game experience for me. But anyway, guys, y'all enjoyed this video, smash that thumbs up button for me, and I want to thank you all so much for watching. It's your boy Tanek127, and please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Till next time, peace out, take care.